Well, Nolan, his second birthday was coming up, and so he went for a well child check, and the doctor had noticed that he didn't have the amount of words or language for a 2-year-old. We were pretty concerned because not only was his speech physically delayed, but cognitively. So then we were worried about delays in school and delays all around. Our doctor had recommended Wonderland, and we called Wonderland for an evaluation, and definitely Nolan could benefit from Wonderland. So when we first met Carrie, when she came from Wonderland, and it was explained to us that it was a coaching style, the family would get involved and actually be the teacher, and Carrie would be the coach. And I come from a medical background with doctors and nurses, and to me this just did not sound right. So I just wasn't sure how it was going to work. I expected to go to a clinic or something like that. So it was explained to me, and after we started doing it, Carrie would come over and we would talk about how Nolan was doing, what worked, what didn't work, and it was seamless. It was right into our everyday activities. It didn't feel like any kind of special training or education or visits to a doctor's office, so it really just fit right in. Wonderland made a huge impact on Nolan's life as far as his speech. And not only, again, the physical speaking, but the cognitive, because we worked on everything with Carrie from labeling objects and action words, and you could see in Nolan, you could see the gears turning and you could see that he was making connections. Nolan's vocabulary has improved tremendously, and not only the vocabulary, but again, how he comes up with words, how he labels things on his own. He identifies actions. He's learning everyday language and can repeat it back. I feel like I'm coaching Nolan every day, all day now. It's so in our everyday life now. So we're singing, we're pointing things out, we're identifying actions. He's saying please and thank you and you're welcome, and it's just every day now. And it doesn't even feel like coaching, it's just making me more aware of how I interact with him and pay attention to his language. And then now he's just taken off with speech. It's incredible.
So Eiley and I were referred to Wonderland because of some feeding issues that she was having due to a cleft palate and some swallowing difficulties. We were told she was possibly Down syndrome, and then when she was born, they ruled that out, but then all these other things were cropping up. She had problems with her kidneys, possible some heart defects. She's missing part of her pinky finger, 5th digit on both hands and on her toes, all of which kind of pointed to some type of syndrome, although they didn't know what syndrome it was. Nobody expects that their child is going to be born with, health problems, and it's obviously very difficult. It's one of the hardest things that we've encountered in our lives so far. Chris was the first person to come and see her because she was a speech language pathologist, and we were working primarily for her feeding, and she did start to show signs of being delayed around 3 or 4 months, and then we kind of switched from Chris being our main therapist to work just on feeding to Jane to work on her strength issues. Jane would kind of get down there to try to play and engage Eiley, and Jane would instruct me and use Eiley and try to teach us different postures and positions that she could be in to strengthen her kind of her stomach muscle area, her core strength. If we had a magic wand and could make it all better, we would, but we don't, so we're just grateful that there are programs out there like Wonderland where we can have people come in and give us the help that we need. And You know, our goal mainly now is to just give Eiley the best chance that she can to be the best Eiley that she can be.
At Wonderland, we are so proud of the important work that we do. Jeanette and Jennifer have shared a little with you about their journey, and at any given time, there are 95 other journeys taking place at Wonderland. Our staff of occupational therapists, speech therapists, educators, and social workers feel so privileged to work closely with parents so that they know how to support the development of their children. Partnering with families in this way creates lasting change in the lives of those we support. The results speak for themselves, with 35% of children who received this type of intervention no longer needing special services by kindergarten.
Having Wonderland come into our lives has really been just a wonderful light at the end of a dark tunnel, giving us such a sense of hope and a sense of control in such an out-of-control situation.